Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to our Purple Room Live Talk Show. I hope today was a joyful, happy, and productive day for you. Have you all had your makan? And as for our Muslim friends, I wish you selamat berbuka puasa. I am Haslina Yaakob. I'm the head of WEA's Social Services and Community Development, and I am the host for today's talk. Before we continue, let me explain briefly the objective of the Purple Room Talk Show. We are here to provide a platform for our community, especially women, to discuss common real-life issues and challenges. Sometimes we may feel lost, overwhelmed by what life throws at us. So it is really empowering to know that there are solutions to some of the problems we encountered. And these solutions come from the community itself, the layperson who has gone through similar incidents. Yeah? Today is our fourth series of our FB Live Talk titled Empowering Women series. Previously, we had discussed about women in finance with Ms. Eileen Kim, women in agriculture with Ms. Petra Gimbat, women in relationships with Dr. Anusuya Jagadevi. For today's topic, it is about women in business. Okay? Women entrepreneurs deserve a lot of credit. According to World Bank's studies, they make significant contributions to economic growth and poverty reduction. They create jobs, not only for themselves, but also others. They become role models for other women to emulate. However, in Malaysia, although women make up almost half of the population, out of a total of 900,000 entrepreneurs, only 20.6 are women entrepreneurs. They are this untapped source of economic growth. We need to encourage more women to go into business. How do we do this? So we have invited Ms. Roselin to share her experience and opinion on this topic. So ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our esteemed guest, Ms. Roselin.
Hello, hi Haslina. Good evening to
Hi
you.
Roselin, good to have you here with us. How are you?
I'm good. To everyone who is berbuka puasa now, selamat berbuka puasa, and good evening to everyone. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me part of the Purple Room Empowering series. I'm very, very humbled and thrilled to be here to be part of the speaker. Thank you, Haslina and Rose.
Okay. Actually, we are the one who are being honored by your presence. Yeah, we need people like you. Okay.
Thank you.
First, let me introduce you to our audience. Miss Das, Miss or Mrs. or Miss? I call you Miss.
Okay,
Miss
anything lah.
Roselyn Das is a social entrepreneur, business coach, and digital marketing strategist, consultant, trainer, mentor, and coach. She has been in this industry for over 13 years and now is the founder of Digital Tribe Sdn Bhd. Roselin's vision for digital marketing mentorship is to ensure everyone must know digital marketing skills as it is a living skill for the current era. Yeah? And she's also the co-founder of Moms Village Asia Sdn Bhd, which goal is to empower women through a digital village. This sounds very interesting. Definitely. Yeah. So, okay. So, Roselyn, would you like to share your journey on how you become an entrepreneur? What decided you to start that business and what was it like?
Okay, that's a very long story. Are you ready, Haslina? We're probably going to be
Yes,
sitting here the
definitely.
whole day, you know.
I've always like
Okay, all right. Actually, my journey started. I started as a career person. I was climbing up the corporate ladder, and during working time, at the age of as young as 26, I was already an operation manager in a company dealing 4 different countries. I travel around to these countries, make sure the operation is running smoothly, and it used to be a very, very, very tiring, hectic where 5 years traveling everywhere. I literally be in Malaysia more than 2 3 days. So the journey was very, very exciting because I learned a lot of things, but it was still at one point in time I felt like I didn't have life at all. So I wanted to take a career break, and then I decided to resign. But the career break didn't actually happen because that's where I stopped. Got tired of the red race, and I decided to sack my boss. And then I thought, let's just see what comes my way. And then during that time, I got to know my boyfriend, which is currently husband. And he was actually doing an MLM business at that moment, and he told me, just come and have a look since you're not doing anything. Went and had a look at the business, and it was very, very. I loved the teaching system that they have there. I We were doing the business for the 3 years, and we built a very huge team. MLM, you got to keep building, and we had overseas team and all that. And then there was a little issue about that MLM company. The entire network collapsed. That's where the entire life changing experience happened, that from making a lot of income that was coming in, which we was not even worried, and suddenly there was no income. And then we actually started our own business. So that, I would say, the real business journey, where eight of us started to have a business. Four couples, we started a business. And at that time, again, I went into the operations, because they were all as a marketers, and they said I cannot handle operations of the company. So being an operation manager, I said, yeah, okay, never mind, let me take part, let me be the director of operation and handle it for you guys. Then, yeah, cut the story short, there I got married in 2009. And then I think 2012 2011, when I got pregnant, a decision has to be made. As a woman, we normally will make those decisions to take care of the kids, resign, and be at home. That same thing happened to me. After, when my son was born in 2012, I decided, okay, time to actually, because was not comfortable sending it to babysitter. And I went like, okay, I will be at home and take care of him. I think that was the most difficult decision to make, because I have been working since I left SPM. I did my degree part time. I didn't want to like literally go in full time study. Being said that, whoever listening to me, that's the most silliest thing I did, okay? By telling my parents I want to study part time, so called, and I struggled so much until today. I'll go like, why? Why did you do that? But again, so I did that part time degree, and then I was I would say I'm a very self sustained person at that time. And then when I was becoming a housewife, stay at home mom, it was very difficult for me. I couldn't take it. I think at that time I didn't know the name, or maybe I was going through a depression, where it became a very difficult situation between, it's always been a problem, and I was always feeling very, very, very troubled. And I think my husband could feel it. One day he came and told me, why don't you come and work? Why don't you come and join back the business? And I said, then how? I can't bring my son and join the business and do what we are doing. So he said, but I think this is not helping. You are becoming very different. I'm like, okay, I know what he means. I was almost wanting to kill him every day when he comes back, right? So he realized that. And then he told me, I think you probably, if you don't want to come back to the business, then you probably want to think about doing something for yourself. I said, okay, let me think about it. That's where my journey started as an entrepreneur. I decided I wanted to do something for myself so that I can be sane. And I started opening up a Facebook online store. I started selling costume jewelries and expanded to fashion. And I even started selling kids stuff. I had 4 different business pages in Facebook. And one of the business pages I literally sold for 3,000 to someone who wanted to buy it. So from there, my step by step journey started, and I started enjoying being an entrepreneur, because being an entrepreneur is coming up with the idea and working all out and seeing whether it's going to work. If it does, how do we accelerate? And then once it's already success, you move forward and see what else can you do. So that's exactly what challenged me then. And after being a business owner myself, 5 years later, I realized digital marketing was a very, very unique line, where everyone don't know how to market themselves online. That's where I started educating people, mentoring them, and bringing the business owners. I even had free classes for them, okay, Haslina, literally 3 months of free classes, hand holding, mentoring until they make their first income. So I took up the challenge and I grew. And today I'm an owner of 2 businesses, actually 3 businesses. One is a digital marketing agency, and another one is a training company, and one more is a social enterprise, where we help women to grow their business or even grow themselves digitally, because we believe it's very hard for a woman from home to come out, meet friends, and network and socialize. So we brought the online world to them and say you can do everything as long as you connected to the right people. So starting a business was just a dot, but the journey that brought me from there to here had taught me a lot of things. And we even have a homepreneur empowerment network group in Facebook, where I have about 13,000 members there. And I'm so proud to tell you that 60% of them are business owners, and we have helped them to increase almost 30 to 40% of economic status of themselves. That's a
Oh,
short
that's
story
really
about
true.
me. Not so short lah, but then short lah.
That's yeah, definitely not short. It's very interesting. I think initially you were starting a business with your husband, if I
Yes, correct.
if I understand. So, what makes you actually want to, not do it with the husband, and now I want to do it for myself?
That's
If
a
you don't
very
mind me
good
asking
question.
you that.
At
Yeah.
that time, it was more of like, since I had, why, two things. One is working with him as a group was different, and having a business with him. I know because he's already running a business, so he won't be able to help me out if I'm going to venture into a second business. One.
Mm-hmm.
Second is it will be much easier if I'm only one who's handling my business. And I wanted to do it something for myself without saying that I'm actually on somebody's shadow. So I wanted the name of Roselin to be known rather than someone's wife or someone's mother.
I see. Okay. Okay. So you're saying that you working with your husband makes you kind of what, lose some identity then?
It
What makes
was
you
not
right?
losing identity, but it was very much limitation was there.
Uh huh.
The limitation was there, and the things that we were doing was there's a lot of things that you can't really do or make a decision by yourself, because it's not only him. You see, we had about 6 8 other heads in the business.
See. So
So
I see.
that made me to feel, and also I had a son which I very new, and I had to take care of him, so I can't go to office and work. I got to
Uh-huh.
literally do things from home, so the best way was me being on myself so I can manage my time and what I do. But being said that, for 13 years I've been on my own, Haslina. Without his support, I wouldn't have been where I am. So he always supports me and tell me everything that I do. He's one of my bouncing ball whenever I need an idea. Sometimes he will be the worst critics when I say something, and then he will actually make a lot of sense.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's very interesting. At what point do you realize that it makes a lot of sense?
Yeah, after some time, at that time it won't make any sense. After that you go like, oh yeah lah, he has some points.
They may see things that we don't see.
Yeah,
Correct.
correct.
Isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's really very interesting. Actually, there's a lot more I want to ask, but we'll go to the next question, which is, what do you feel are the major issues and trends facing women in business?
Okay, interesting. You see, I can give you 1001 list, but probably we don't have that much of time. We will just talk about three main things. Number one is limitation. A woman face this challenges or issue or even thing that you see is we are so limited in a lot of things. We have a lot of limitation around us. We have a lot of self-belief that we brought to ourselves. And at times, right, I also notice we as a woman have a lot of self-sabotage as well. So this issues of limitation, one thing, because the sacrifice is done by women more compared to men. Even though now I see a lot of men are coming up and offering and doing things better. Hi, hello, Auntie Amarjit. And but then one thing I noticed that when there's family or when there's kids in the house or when there's elder people, the caregiving or the caretakers are always women of the house.
Right.
That we want, even though you want to go out there and do what you do, but we need to literally put the family first, and our decision always come from there. So we are limited in the certain things that we do. We are limited when it comes to time that we spend outside. You spend a bit longer in outside, and then somebody say, hey, what are you doing outside? Why are you just, those kind of conversations or those kind of question has been asked to a woman. A man can just go out anytime he likes and come back. Very last question has been asked first. Second is support system. When a woman comes and say that I want to stand on my own feet, or I want, even corporate world, I was so surprised few years back. 85% Malaysia woman who is graduated literally have stopped their work at some point of the time to
That's
handle
true.
family.
Correct.
I'm like, and we are talking about those whose degree, masters, and PhD holders. How much of resources are we losing when this woman actually decide to stay at home? isn't it? When these people are decide to stay at home, then who's going to run everything else outside? That time politically was very bad. So I thought, I wonder, like, it's like this now. All of them are at home. So we used to just joke about it, but that's not a joking matter. It's something very serious because of what the expectation of it that we actually make those decisions. So that is expectation as well as a woman. You got to give this first. You got to do this first. You got to. So breaking all this was a very very tough thing, and being you want to break all the stereotype or the biasness, right? You want to do it alone is very tiring. One person will lift you up, and then you have the other 10 will bring you down. No matter how strong we are, we will fall that for that. So that was also something that was bothering in my mind. Limitation, support system is not there, and then don't know what to do and how to go forward. There was not many people around who was encouraging women, telling them, you know what, you can do this. Now we have a lot. I think if you talk about 10 years back, 12 years back, very rare. We don't even get a mentor to say. Now the word mentor, everybody says what's mentor, right? 12 years back, I don't even have anybody as a mentor. It was all what we did ourselves. So this main three issue that we see was very, very obvious. And then women falls into a lot of unwanted circumstances as well because of that. Because especially when they are at home, they don't do anything for themselves. What happened? The power goes to the other party hand who thinks they provide everything. So when that happened, and we come across a lot of women or stay-at-home moms who comes and said they have been in a situation that they cannot come out was from a difficult situation because they are financially not stable. That's where Moms Village, me and Vatsala thought, let's create a village. Let's create a village to tell them, you think you have limitation, come and talk to us. Let's see how we can break that limitation together with you. You think you are limited, you don't have a support system, talk to us. Let's see how can we support you. You want to run a business, but you don't have a clue, or you don't even have an idea whether you can do this or not. Don't worry. All you need to do, just get connected, talk to us. Let's see how we can support you. That's an idea that we actually started when we once started Home Moms Village, and then when we came up with our community group. And today I would say our vision has been fulfilled. Not only me and Watts, but we have almost about all 200 to 300 of them who is with the same vision, going out there helping women and saying, hey, you know what? Don't worry, we can do this together.
Okay. Has in your case, who are the people who actually were the gave you a lot of support?
In my case, okay, if you're talking about me, how can I do what I do? My whole support is definitely my mother-in-law.
Mm.
My mother-in-law is someone who's really very inspiring. She has done a lot of. She was running an insurance agency together with my father-in-law, and she always encourages me. She even shifted from Ipoh to Puchong here, to my place, because she knows that I do a lot of things, and I need support with the kids, even though I have an helper. So they even made that sacrifice for me and came here and told me, you do what you want, girl. We are here. So yes, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law is a very, very supportive figure in my life. And of course, my husband, like I said just now, right? He's the best critic, he's the best bouncing idea, he's the best person who's always there to support you. At the same time, when you talk, you go like, what are you talking? You have all these kind of thoughts, but he's always been there. A part of family, if you say a true support system, of course, is my partner Vatsala. We are like the yin and yang, we can go down and up every single time, and we pull each another up. While moving forward, I started having a lot of people who tells me who supports me and encourage me to be what I am. And the main credit goes to my mentor for digital marketing, Charles, who every time I has any doubt, because digital marketing always changes, right? And I need to make sure to have that branding, and he has helped me throughout my journey to be where I am today.
Okay,
So I
wonderful.
also have someone else that's very close to me. Her name is Sheila. She taught me NLP processes, hold my hand, took away all those fears that I have, and come up and made me a better person.
You are definitely very lucky to have all these close people, yeah? People who are close to you, are very supportive of you.
Correct.
Yeah,
I'm so blessed.
yeah. Okay, so let's go to the third question. As what I can hear from you, you are very excited about your endeavor of running a business. Yeah. Um, I'm sure it involves a lot of sweat, blood, and tears.
Yes, for sure. There are times that you feel like, why am I doing? What am I doing?
So the one asking you, what is that pushes you? You know, keep on doing, because most people will just kind of give up, right?
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what, Aslina, one thing that always makes me think I can get up and move forward is the tribe that I have. I always feel if I give up, this woman will give up too.
I
So
see.
it's like I feel like because I have a lot of people who look up towards me in business when it comes, they all ask me, I seriously don't know how you do what you do. So the thought is always, I have put the benchmark so high that I cannot give up in a way. It has to be always a place that I have to move forward because I want this woman to move forward. And second thing also is for myself, because giving up, this always makes you, why we should give up. We can go down, but we need to always rejuvenate and come back and do it better. So I always have this thought that we shouldn't give up in anything that we do. We can have a downtime and then we come back stronger. And that's what I
Okay.
always preach. So I need to walk my talk.
Okay. Is it correct for me to say that a business is actually like a little baby? You know, it's something that you actually have to nurture. Takes a
Definitely.
lot of work, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah, it's worse than a baby. At least baby cries. When there's something happen, business doesn't cry. It just crash on you. Then you go like, what happened?
Correct. So, okay. So, to help women who are interested in being entrepreneurs, WA, in collaboration with Miss Roselin does, we are going to hold a workshop in May 28th. Yeah, May
Yeah, May
28th is
28th.
Sunday. Yeah. So, Miss Roselin will be our main trainer. And would you like to share something about the workshop, Roselin?
Yes,
Oh, yes.
absolutely.
Before you start that, can I ask? There's a question. What advice would you give for someone who find it difficult to balance their work life?
This is actually all of us at one point definitely will find it very difficult to balance work life, family life, whatever you say, right? It's like it's not easy task. But for me, right, you need to know your priorities. You need to know what you need to do at that time. So the best advice that I would give here is set your priorities right. Make sure you have a proper goal and do a task list. Family, work, anything that you do day morning is sometimes people write only for work, right? Number one, I need to do piling, I need to do proposal. Like, do your task list to the extent of even spending time with your kids or family or husband or having dinner together. Or even today, you want to actually have a 30 minutes phone conversation with someone. When you do this as a task list, right, you have things clearly in front of your mind. This is the amount of thing that I need to do so that it's balanced, and we are very easily can be pulled into each segment very fast. We must always have someone beside you, an accountability partner who's telling you, you know what, you're going too much that side, come back. You're going too much this side, come back. So you need to have that check and balance. Then only I think we can perfect the art of balancing our work and life. Without that too, it's going to be very difficult because we as a human will always go for, see, okay, this is very important, this is very important, this is very important. Then you go like, hello, everything is important now, but you're doing too much of
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. Correct. Correct. I'm sure there's a lot more that you would like to share, isn't it? So, somebody asking, are there any grants for young women who want to start a
Study.
business?
Yes, what I heard recently, the budget has actually allocated quite a bit some for grant that for Mitra has coming up with a beautiful grant recently, which I heard, and there's a lots of grants that's already available under MDAC as well as Mitra. You just need to go and find out and get the documents done. As far as I know, there was 5 to 6 grants that's available. The details of it, I don't have it now, but I believe if you walk into any MDAC office or even local Slango our office, SIDEC, and also Mitra office, you can actually find out there's a lot of amounts that's been allocated for women entrepreneurs.
In your
Yeah,
case,
I
did
hope
you
I
need a lot
answered
of
the
grant?
question.
Did you need a lot of funding? Where did you get your funds?
For my business, you mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Initially, when you started it, where did you get
It
your
was
funds?
all self-funded. I was very much a very lean business person because I invested very less. when I started. But after that, it was more of taking that money and keep rolling and rolling and rolling until I make it to have a big buffer. So I didn't put in so much of big fund because I didn't have it that time, you see. So then I grew. I really, really, like every week, sometimes I used to have products coming in just because I don't have funds to buy bulk. So yeah, I did that for 6 months, and the business like, especially when I bought accessories. Normally people think accessories you need to have so big fund. No, actually no need. You can plan it very well, and then give yourself 6 months. You can actually come up with a very good branding already.
Okay, Roselin, I know you want to share a lot more things that we don't have that much time left. So, is it okay if you share a little bit about the workshop? What
Yes.
can the audience expect of it? Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just see, watch a video first about the workshop. This workshop is very exciting. I think the internet. So, how do you turn your crazy business idea into a money making machine? Okay, first of all, in this workshop, I'm going to walk through each and every participant about how do they find their passion and how do we convert this passion to be a business. A lot of people say, I want to do business, and end of the day, they do business which they are not passionate about. So here I'm going to use this Ikigai method and find out, you're going to find out, not me, you're going to find out what are you passionate about and how can you change this passion to a crazy business idea which can bring you the income. Okay, and the objective of this is simply to give you the knowledge, enough skill and tools that you need in order for you to start a business, even to the extent of how can you go and register for SSM. How do you even do, what is your first step that you need, what is the business mindset that you need? And some of us have this thing that, can I really be a boss? You can. It's just with the right method, and now everything is already there step by step, you see, not like how it used to be. So with that help, that I'm going to bring in the entire tools to you, I'm going to help you to come up with that idea, the first baby step that you're going to take to enter the entrepreneur journey. So that's what's going to happen on the 28th May. It's going to be 2 hours of workshop, but in that 2 hours, when you go back, you definitely will be able to find your passion and turn it into a business, so you can actually have a money making machine on your hand.
Really exciting. And I think a lot of young people wants to become their own bosses. Yeah,
Yes.
like yourself.
Even I have women 60 plus who comes and ask me, Rose, you think I can do business? Yes, of course you can. That's, age is not a limit.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, so I hope that we can actually for those who wants to join the workshop, you can, the entry is by donation, so that we can use this money to create more programs to help our communities. So you can either join us physically at our venue, which we will determine later, or online. So join us in the workshop. Please contact our WhatsApp number 017-500-3714, or through our FB Messenger, and maybe can contact Miss Roselyn herself. Yeah,
Yes.
Roselyn? Yeah, thank you.
Definitely. Get in touch so that we can actually share more valuable content to you. And being a woman is definitely not easy, but it's not difficult as well. With the proper tribe, with the proper um, system, with the proper heart, with a real generous heart and the energy we women has, I guys, girls, we can do wonders. So with that
Uh,
note,
uh,
thank you so much, Aslina, for having me.
Wait, hang on, Roselyn. I'm already in my 60s. Do you think I have the stamina to?
You can. Hey, oh, hello, Miss Aslina. Please don't underestimate yourself. I have seen how a strong and gusty woman you are. You definitely can nail it if you're going to do a business, even though you're 60, okay?
Okay, Roselyn, thank you so much for tonight sharing. I'm sure our audience and I, for one, definitely benefited tremendously from them. We hope to see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. God bless.
Okay, God bless you. Okay, so before we end today's session, we would like to announce that the speaker for our next Purple Room FB Live, slotted on the 28th March 2023 at 8 p.m., will be our very own Miss Manohara Subramaniam. She's our past president and now the current head of networking committee. She will speak on women and community building. Please watch this space for more information. We hope to see you here next Tuesday. Don't forget, 28th March, 8 p.m. Good night, everyone.